Cowboys are struggling right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy your game day with PrizePicks. It's the easiest way to play daily fantasy sports. Just pick 2 or more players, choose if they'll go for more or less on their stat projections, and you can win up to 100 times your entry. The best part is you can make your picks and submit them in less than 60 seconds. What makes PrizePicks so cool are their promotions like Taco Tuesday, where they discount select player projections up to 25%. That's extra value every single week on your picks. Plus, with quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and tons of players to choose from, it's no wonder that PrizePicks is the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And getting started is a breeze. Just go to PrizePicks.com and use code DoubleMove to receive a guaranteed $50 when you play just $5 in lineups. Again, that is PrizePicks.com with promo code DoubleMove for your guaranteed $50. Click the link in the description, use my promo code, and start making your picks today. PrizePicks, daily fantasy made easy. I made this before this article came out, and it says feeling around the NFL is that Mike McCarthy will return as head coach in 2025, and that's per Diana Rossini of The Athletic. She's talking about on her podcast, the Scoop City podcast, that there's a feeling around the league that Mike McCarthy will be back in Dallas in 2025. So I did want to throw that out there, and it still goes with this video and why the Cowboys should not be bringing back Mike McCarthy. It's just evidence from this prior game of why they need to just move on. So enjoy the video.
That was part of the evolution of being more balanced, more complementary football, not as wide open in the drop back, just like our drop back passing and normal down. So, you look at all those things. So
that was Mike McCarthy. That not a body double, not a scouting clone at the combine. That was Mike McCarthy in the flesh back in March of 2023, talking about how he wanted to run the ball, be balanced, blah, blah, blah. And that was when he had his starting quarterback in Dak Prescott healthy. Nearly 2 years later, that same Cowboys head coach and play caller had Cooper Rush throw the ball 31 times against the Bengals. Yes, let me repeat that. 31 times in a game where his running back was averaging more than 7 yards per carry. McCarthy also said at the combine to a Yahoo Sports reporter, Kellen Moore wants to light the scoreboard up, but I want to run the damn ball so I can rest my defense. Think when you're a coordinator, you know, but you're in charge of the offense. Being a head coach and being a play caller, you're a little more in tune. I gotta say, he has and never will be in tune with this Cowboys team, especially not his offense, because it doesn't even seem like he understands this 2024 team, their weaknesses, their strengths, none of it. And there's plenty of examples of why I believe that, especially the Bengals game. Nothing more than the Bengals game. Right now, Dallas ranks 29th in the league in run percentage. They run the ball 35% of the time, despite not having their starting quarterback for the past month. They rank 27th in total rushes on the year, 28th in rush yards per game. And those totals are like that despite the offense ranking 15th in the league in success rate when they do run the ball. And sure, we can chalk up some of those stats to just being down really big late in games and you're having to throw the ball around, try to get back into it. But still, even when you're watching a lot of these games, you can tell, especially with Cooper Rush, they throw the ball way too much. And no disrespect to Cooper Rush, but that is not the guy that I want to be throwing 31 passes in a game, especially when your running back is averaging 7 yards a pop. This wasn't a game that was out of hand. It wasn't a shootout. This game was tied, or Dallas had the lead at certain points. There was no reason to not run the ball down Cincinnati's throat. And what I really want to focus on is the final 6 minutes of the game, because I think a lot of people would have more of a problem with this if the season mattered more at this point. I think it would be more of a conversation on ESPN, DallasCowboys.com, whatever you choose to watch. I think people would be talking about how bad this mismanagement was late in the game. But it makes me mad because the season, although the odds were really low, it wasn't completely dead. But now it is because of your head coach. This performance did in fact put the dagger into the Cowboys' playoff chances. They went from having like a 5% chance of making the playoffs all the way down to less than 1%. Hey, 5% isn't a whole lot, but it's 5 times more than 1%. So the last 6 minutes of the game went like this. Dallas got the ball back, and the game is tied. What a smart offensive coordinator would do is realize that his running back has been gashing a Bengals defense that can't stop you. The offensive line was moving people. I just did a film review on how good they were late in the game. So with a little bit of time left, Dallas does what they're supposed to do. They go with a first down run that goes for 14 yards. After Rico goes for 14 yards, Mike McCarthy throws the ball 3 straight times with Cooper Rush. Rico Dowdle does not see the ball again. Instead of relying on your running back that's had a great night, it's his second 100-yard game in a row, to try to bleed the clock, you have a kicker that has range from 65 yards. So instead of running out the clock and trying to win the game on a field goal, which would have been a better idea than what they did, you decide to throw the ball with Cooper Rush, a very limited, inaccurate quarterback, putting the ball in someone's hands that is averaging less than 5.5 yards per attempt on the season. That is less than what Rico was averaging in this game. Not to mention Rush's completion percentage that's under 60%. And that's despite throwing the ball 5 yards downfield all the time. That's the guy that you trust over your run game. That's who we're going to trust. That's the play caller that we're going to trust when it gets down to the nitty-gritty part of the playoffs. Players, I'm sure, like Mike McCarthy, a lot of guys have come out and talked about it. I've said it a million times on this channel. I'm sure he's a cool dude, but he cost Dallas this game. You can like a head coach all you want, but you also have to acknowledge that that is straight up late game mismanagement. And I think this would be a bigger topic of conversation if people cared more at this point. There was also the late game blunder, a worse situation that happened on the block punt. So this kind of got overshadowed. And guess what? I blame Mike McCarthy for that too. Why are you letting John Fossil call a punt block in that situation? There's plenty of stuff that can go wrong when you make that call. One of the many things that could have gone wrong did in fact go wrong, and it cost Dallas the game. It could have been roughing the kicker if someone didn't get a hand on it and ran into the kicker. You also lowered the chances of Turpin having a successful return. You know, the guy that literally saved the game for you a couple of weeks ago on a kickoff return. You didn't want to see if he could maybe break something open, get down inside the 30-yard line with 2 minutes left, and I don't know, kick a field goal to win the game. And some people are going to push back and say, Fossil made that call. He's the special teams coach, but that's Mike's job as the head coach to say no. Let's get our offense out there that, I will say it again, is averaging 7 yards a carry, and let's win this damn game. We're running the ball good. We're dominating up front. We only need about 20 yards to be in Brandon Aubrey's range. It's just so frustrating. Like, come on. Just all around poor planning, poor execution, poor coaching, poor understanding of your team. It's really disgusting, and I wish more people were outraged about it. Mike Zimmer called a great game on defense. That unit held together about as good as they could have up to that point in the game until the Bengals got the long touchdown after the punt block. And this exact scenario right here is why I don't want Mike McCarthy back in 2025. I don't trust the guy. I don't think he understands how to call a game, how to win in late game situations if his quarterback or his wide receiver isn't bailing him out. And one more thing before we go, I mentioned it to a lot of people, but Mike will run the ball when it's not working, but as soon as it is working, he just refuses to do it. If Dak Prescott was out there and they were in the reverse situation where they were averaging 2 yards a carry, Mike would have went first down run, first down run, first down run, doing everything he could to sabotage the offense. I just don't trust him. But that's what I wanted to talk about in today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.